What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Spencer. I'm going to do a couple of videos today. First one up is going to be the Stein gameplay video, and then later on today, probably around noon, I will release a Scrap Dino combo because someone had asked for it, and I have actually been wanting to do it for a while. But anyways, I'm going to go through this, and I'll tell you a little bit about it. It's 43 cards, a little awkward, but it is necessary, at least in my opinion. There's a few bricks in the deck, so whenever I have decks like that, I like to go a little bit over. And it ends up working out, because the card ratios I feel are pretty good. Anyways, the two Destiny here Malicious, this is one of the bricks you technically don't want to have in your hand. There's a few ways to discard it, with like DDR, but that's a little difficult to pull off. Forbidden Droplets definitely is one of those kind of candidates. But otherwise, it's something that you just need for your Stein combo. It's like literally you just need Stein and not to draw Malicious, and you're good to go. But it is necessary to have both copies of this. Next is Photon Thrasher. It's a free special summon. So kind of like Raid Raptors, all you need is 3 warrior monsters. Raid Raptor needs 3 Raid Raptors to get their combos going. In this one, you need 3 warriors, and you have full combo, which is pretty nuts. Zephyros, this is definitely one of those. This one's fine because you can end up sending it back into your deck through Plague Spreader. So in reality, the only true bricks in this deck are Infernoble, I don't know how to say that, Renaud. This is definitely one that you can't draw. Other than that, I think that's kind of it. Oh no, Armageddon Knight. It's Armageddon Knight. Well, you can't draw Plague Spreader, so that's definitely one of them. And Renaud. If you draw these 3, you're kind of in a bad spot. But otherwise, you can send everything else back with Plague Spreader Zombies. So your combos are good. This is not like a super high risk deck. Sometimes you're gonna get unlucky, yeah, but otherwise you can make it happen. Okay, so keep going here. Goblin Dirk. This is like a free, just kind of extender to make that happen. This is your best play starter, Neo Space Connector. Most of the time, it helps you, discard a card from your opponent's hand, and maybe you can get them to bait them out with an Ash at the wrong spot too. So then you're gonna discard a random card from the hand with Phantom Fortress eventually. So everything about this card is good. And sometimes if they Ash this too, it's also good because you have a lot of extenders in your hand. So it's just so good in so many different ways. Blue Mountain Butter Spry, or Butter Spy. This is just like every time you normal summon a warrior, it's a free special summon, so you need that to happen. And this is Violon Cube. Normally would be technically a brick, but like I said, Plague Spreader fixes that problem. Stein, you need that card. And I talked about these 2 cards already, the Plague Spreader and the Renaud. 3 Fire Flint Lady. It's a free warrior special summon from the hand. And it's cool because you can, a lot of times, I've gone through combos where I normal summon this. I've had this in my hand, and then I used the second one to special summon it. So that was good too. And then you have 9 hand traps, which I think is pretty decent. Ash, Lightning Storm, and Forbidden Droplets for me. Going second, this card is so insane because if your opponent has an established board and they let you get to the point where you go into Isolde, you can Forbidden Droplets away your Isolde because you actually don't need it as material for your combos. So I had someone try to do that to me, like I think with like an Infinite Impermanence, and I responded with Forbidden Droplets and got rid of all of his disruption at the same time. So it was sick. So this card is definitely 100% necessary to me. I know it's really expensive, so if you do want to play this deck and you don't have the money for it, there's tons of other alternatives, like you can do Effect Veiler and stuff. But I've had so many good uses of this card that if I were to play this in real life, I would really want this. All right, Reinforcement of the Army. Obviously, it's a necessary for any warrior deck. Called by the Grave. This is a combo deck through and through. DDR. You need 3 copies of those. 3 copies of this to make sure with Power Tool Dragon that it 100% goes through. Divine Sword Phoenix Blade. This is the combo enabler, discard fodder, all that. And I run 2 copies each of Living Fossil and Infernoble Knight Durandal because if you have any 2 warrior monsters that you can get on the board, like even if it's just 1 card actually with Neo Space Connector, you go into Isolde and you just kind of bring back your Neo Space Connector and you're good to go. So this card is truly an extender, so I definitely run it at 2. Same thing with Infernoble Knight Durandal. It searches Fire Flint Lady. So it accomplishes getting you that 3rd warrior monster, along with being an equip spell that you can send off of Isolde. So good synergy there. You just don't want to run it at 3 because you never want to have the chance of maybe having 2 copies in your hand, or a much less chance of having 2 of them in your hand at once, because that's a bad thing. And then I have 2 telekinetic charging cells, because you can send one off of Isolde, and yeah, you don't ever want to have it in your hand, because otherwise it really messes up your combos. Because then you got to send an extra copy of DDR, and then you have a less of a chance of drawing it later, all that kind of stuff. Onto the extra deck, I have Destiny Hero Dominance. This lets you sort your opponent's the top 5 cards of their deck, so you have a 100% chance of them never drawing it out to you. It has to be in their hand, and it has to not be banished from Phantom Fortress. And Notoria Exterio, this card obviously is insane. It's like your opponent isn't activating spells and traps. Like Dark Ruler of Moors is the only card I think that beats you, because if they did have Super Poly, you know, your end board can easily just be probably like Dragoon and Notoria. Like that's probably going to get you pretty far. You could also go double Dragoon, you know, plus like Last Warrior Alive if you wanted to go there. I mean, I think that's possible. I would probably take out Appaloosa at that point. And sometimes, like, you know, Appaloosa does feel like a little bit of overkill. So if you wanted to do that to make sure, because sometimes you're going to be able to peep your opponent's hand. So if you see Super Poly and you see at some point during your combo that, yeah, you didn't discard it, so you know that they're going to be able to Super Poly your board away. If you have Last Warrior Alive or Standing, whatever it's called, they're not going to be able to Super Poly 2 Dragoons, plus not being able to summon monsters prevents them from activating Super Poly. It's the only card pretty much in the game that prevents them from activating it. So yeah, Notoria Exterio. These are just 2 level 8s. I guess they can technically be whatever you want. I like Macabre, in case they try to like hold a Nibiru unexpectedly for a really long time. So that can stay out there for a while to maybe prevent that. Otherwise, it's just a level 8, that's all. And this one is 2, but this is pretty cool. This is the one I chose, Cordis, the Triphasic Dealman. You know, once while this fusion summon card is face up on the field, you can pay life points in multiples of 2,000 and apply one of the following effects for every 2,000 life points paid. So you get to destroy 3 cards your opponent controls. So it's just like good as a going second card. That's kind of why I included it. True Dragoon, the one Destiny Hero Dangerous is obviously super important for your Stein combo. Power Tool Dragon, Shooting Riser Dragon, Phantom Fortress, number 60. This is Appaloosa, this is Isolde, Christian Holly Fibrax, and Reproducus. Onto the side, I have, you know, Nibiru, a couple Lancias, 3 Joan Lockbird, Harpies, Dark Ruler No More, because, you know, once you establish your board, you're going to be pretty much good to go. This is not really like well, you can see that it could be easily like a one-turn kill deck, but it doesn't have to be, because it's more about control. And then 3 Evenly Matched I also use on here. So yeah, that is the deck profile, and it's kind of an explanation of everything. Be sure to look out for that Scrap Dino combo coming out just a little bit later. Other than that, that's going to do it for today's video, and I'll see you guys next time.